is, and we'll get into that shortly. We're just going to do the usual stuff. You know, we're going to pay the bills first, then say who the winner is. All right? Congratulations, you guys and girls. You did very well. We're all super proud of you. And also, the hope is that this is obviously what you're doing long term, and that next time around you will show us even more amazing traction that you have built now in the past year. All right, quick reminder on what you're competing for. The $500,000 Seedstars investment ticket. We also have prizes in energy, in fintech, edtech, health as well, and there's also a prize for the Women Entrepreneur of the Year, for which all our female entrepreneurs who pitched here today are eligible too. And now, for the winner of today, you will be getting a $70,000 access to all the tools that you see here, to the first and second runner-up, that is number 2 and number 3. They will get $10,000 worth of access to these particular tools that you see here today. From here, our winner is going to go to the Investment Readiness Program. They are going to be part of the Regional Summit. Also an opportunity for them to be part of the Growth Program, depending on their traction to date. And then, if they do well at the Regional Summit, they will then have the opportunity to join now the Global Summit in April of 2019. All right, as I already said, it's an amazing time where we basically bring together all the players of the startup ecosystem from literally all across the world. You have media exposure. Also, you get to be part of investor meetings. We already told you, you never know who's in the room. The amazing thing about being at the regional and global summit is that we actually match make you to an investor that you'll have the opportunity to have a conversation with. Also, from today on, you're all part of our Seedstars family. I'd like to welcome you all to this crazy, insane family that's growing day by day. If you're ever in any one of the places where we have our seed spaces, holla, we definitely have a desk for you to work from for that day. And we would also like for you guys to offer us like your couches, conversation next time. All right, special thanks to all of our partners. Thank you so much to UNDP. Thank you to Heritage. Thank you also to Impact Hub. I'd also like to say a big thank you to Wutande and Deloitte, who have supported our Seedstars Harare 2019 chapter. Also a very big thank you to our regional partners, being the SAIS Foundation, Africa Development Bank Group, as well as a Stitching Dune, for which we're looking for a land restoration solution. And I think if you were paying attention, we already know who in the room is an eligible candidate for that. Shout out to you. All right. Ooh, wait. Not yet. All right. I'd like to welcome, please, Mr. Mkhululi to come up and just say a few words before we proceed to who our winners are.
Thank you very much, Lauren. It's been a great day for me, meeting with you, sharing my thoughts, and spending time with ladies. It's been very enriching. Of course, the food also was great. It was fun. As judges or jury, we had a difficult time trying to compare apples to oranges, because every idea, every business we saw was very great. There was a lot of passion and a lot of research, a lot of thoughts, and I think for that we need to clap hands for them. It takes courage to come in front and show people what you've been working on, and the fact that you did that is very great, because it means that you are now ready to go out into the world with your idea. There are a few points that we saw, which I think we'd like to share. One of the issues we were debating whether the idea will scale up in the world, because some problems are Zimbabwean problems. when they go to Zambia, they are no longer problems. So if we're looking at scale, we need to consider that to say, a Zimbabwean problem could be something that's not scalable. And Zimbabwean problems might be temporal in nature. We're having a currency problem, we're having an inflation problem, and we try to come up with a solution that solves inflation. In 12 months' time, it's no longer a problem. So we need to think about the scale of the problem that we're trying to solve and how sustainable it is. Another issue that I saw, the business model is got very narrow. It's very narrow in the sense that if the headwinds, come, you're finished. You have no business. For instance, if some regulation came that disrupted everything, then you have no business. So you have to think about it to say how sustainable and the barriers to entry of that business. The third thing, one of the things that you guys are living in a great world today. When I started my business out there in 2001, it was difficult to leverage on regional resources, global resources. Today, you can have partners in Singapore, you can have partners in America. Make use of those. Don't just limit yourself to Zimbabwe. Today, you can register a company in America, you can register a company in another country. Make sure you tap into that. Why? Because you're trying to reduce the challenges of Zimbabwe and still push ahead. In the morning, those who at the funding investment conference, we have some startup that started in Zambia to come back home. Sometimes you need to start outside to come back home. You need to leverage on the global relationships. Fourth, I think what you need to really understand is the consumer need and the customer need. Who's going to pay for the product? You need to think carefully about it. Some of the revenue models and so on, some of them were a bit questionable. I think you need to really work on them so that they are very clear and I can look at. But another thing, the fifth thing that I'll leave you with, please stop thinking small. There is nothing as bad as making very little money. It is tiresome. Why am I saying so? The person who gives you $100 will demand a lot from you. He will give you a headache. You will want everything for free. And you are going to work your heart out. And let me tell you, he's not going to be satisfied. So you need to think bigger. You need to scale up your mind. You know that sometimes someone giving you a deal for 500,000 US dollars, it's actually easier to deal with that person. Why is an invested interest to make sure that the product doesn't fail? Because if it fails, you'll be fired from work. You now, if you're going to do something that's going to be $500, that money can sink and there are no consequences. So please, you need to be bold about it. You need to think strongly about it and make sure that, you target big numbers. Don't be afraid. And also, one of the things, don't think that, okay, I'm going to make 5,000, then my problems will go. Let me tell you, you make 5,000 and you get there, your problems are still there. So you need to really think bigger if you are to attract some investors. Secondly, some investors, if you talk an amount that's not interesting, they will not be interested. Because why? It is better for them to take that money and give it to their children rather than to invest, because investment takes a lot of effort and a lot of passion. For me to be chasing, $2,000, and I'm chasing you to say, when am I getting my return? I might as well just give you for free and take, please don't bother me after that. So you need to think about that. I think those 5 things that I wanted to share with you came out of our conversation, and I'm hoping that we'll continue working. And I understand that what they saw today was better than last year. We need to make sure next year things to be much, much more better. But let's keep going. Let's not give up. Thank you very much.
You heard it from an investor. All right. Okay. I'll no longer keep you guys in suspense. All right. In third place. Drum roll, please. Big splash. And give us your biggest smile. Our camera over there. Okay, thank you. And in second place, we have property handle. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Okay, now for this one now. For this one now, because it was like such a big deal, and somebody's going somewhere, can I please have Miss Apple come up here?
Woohoo! I'm not the winner.
All right. My text team, are you good? Finish up. Oh, finish up. Okay. All right. Nonetheless, may I please have a drum roll for it's very weak. And the winner of Seedstars Harare 2019 is